Morning. Welcome to the press conference by the State Council for the 13th Expo Central China to be held in Changsha. We have invited Vice Minister of Commerce Ling Ji, Vice Governor of Hunan Province Cao Zhiqiang, and they will brief you about the preparation for the 13th Expo Central China and to take your questions. Also, today with us, we have invited the Investment Promotion Bureau Director General Liu Mingqiang from the Ministry of Commerce, and also responsible person from Hunan Commercial Bureau, Guo Ning. Now, first of all, let's give the floor to Mr. Ling. Dear media friends, good morning. It's my honor to brief you about the 13th Expo Central China. And on behalf of the Ministry of Commerce, I would love to thank our media friends for your long-term support and concern of the commerce affairs. As approved, the 13th Expo Central China will be held in Changsha during May the 31st to June the 2nd. It's dedicated to create a platform for openness in Central China so as to support the national strategy of the Central China development and to enlarge our investment and trade development in Central China with other countries, and it has been 12 years already for this platform. We fully tap into the potential of this platform to facilitate investment and trade and encourage communication so as to strike a balance across regions and to open the Central China wider to the outside world. In March, President Xi Jinping convened a conference in Changsha themed under promoting Central China development in this new era. And he delivered certain remarks on that occasion, highlighting that we must start from a higher point to create a more competitive highland of openness in inland China so that from a higher level, we could better support the Central China emergence. And the Expo Central China is one measure to implement the instructions by President Xi Jinping during that conference. We must facilitate higher level openness in Central China. And standing at the new starting point, we must ally ourselves with new requirements. And the expo will be themed under openness, innovation, and Central China emergence. We will consistently offer such a cooperation platform for the Central China development. So the Expo Central China will be beneficial to consolidating the fundamentals of foreign trade and investment and to serve the new development landscape and contribute to the cultivation of new quality productive forces. We will try to inject new driving forces to the high quality growth in Central China. There will be expositions, matchmaking projects, and projects promotion. And in total, we will convene like 20 more activities covering the fields of new materials, electronic information, NEVs, the advanced manufacturing, and so on. For the enterprises to go global, we hope to expand the overseas markets and to match them with investment partners. We also hope to serve the digital finance cooperation. With the joint efforts, the 13th Expo Central China is basically ready, and we sincerely invite our friends from China and abroad to pay a visit to Changsha for that expo. We will try to build upon our consensus and seek common development to share the opportunities of Central China development. Now let's invite Mr. Cao Zhiqiang. Thank you. Dear media friends, good morning. First of all, I would love to pay my thanks to you for your attention paid to the 13th Expo Central China, and I'm pleased to have this opportunity to introduce the preparation work that we have done for the expo. As the hosting city, of the 13th Expo Central China, with the support and leadership of the Ministry of Commerce, we have done careful preparation for the expo. We hope that there will be more benefits coming from it. We have several highlights. First of all, highlighted themes. For example, we are themed under openness, innovation, and Central China emergence. We have over 20 thematic activities and also field visits to the parks. For example, Central China Investment Promotion Conference is one major activity of this expo. We will also create a platform for the governors to communicate in Central China, inviting 6 governors specifically to talk about the measures they have taken to pursue Central China development, and they will try to center on the prioritized industries and areas to talk about the potential cooperation between them. Second of all, precise, targeted customers. Of course, as we know, the business people are at the center of the expo. So we will try to invite the Fortune 500 companies and transnational companies, the leading enterprises in the industries, as well as the well-known associations. For example, Tesla, Bosch, and a series of other enterprises executives have registered. It is estimated that we will invite 20 Fortune 500 representatives with the titles above deputy head. And also, to honor our commitments as the hosting city, we have a dedicated panel to offer services. We also have laid out detailed work plans with contingency plans in place to fully tapping into the resources of the hotels, and also as to telecommunication and healthcare. We have our logistics in place so as to provide all directional high-quality services for the guests. And also we have made some breakthroughs about finding the exact same province to serve the provincial delegation. Instead, this time, we will fully consider the featured industries in the provinces when we are receiving the guests, and we will try to matchmake them with their potential partners. Now we are at the stage of a countdown for the 13th Expo Central China. We will continue to coordinate with the certain stakeholders and take pragmatic measures to stage a successful 13th Expo Central China. Right now, Hunan Province is implementing President Xi Jinping's instructions during his visit to Hunan Province. We hope to create a national-level highland of technological innovation, as well as a highland of inland reform and openness. We hope to contribute to the Central China development and the Yangtze River Economic Belt development. We hope to write a new chapter for Hunan's development along with China's modernization. This will help to create new opportunities. And here, we sincerely would love to invite all of you to visit the beautiful city of Changsha for the expo. And please continue to cover the information in Hunan. We welcome all of you. Thank you. Now we open the floor to questions. And please identify yourself. Thank you. We would love to know that compared to the previous expos, what are the new measures taken during the 13th expo, and how are you going to play its role as a platform to support the Central China's higher level openness? Thank you for the question. One distinctive feature of the expo is the joint preparation by 6 provinces. The 6 provinces take turns to host the expo, so the expo is not permanently residing in one province. So in that way of taking turns, we can give play to this special advantages of the respective provinces. And for another, we can have synergy effects from the 6 provinces' joint efforts. As has been mentioned, this year, the expo will focus more on trade and investment. We hope to create a mutually beneficial cooperation platform. First of all, in terms of contents and formats, we have more innovative practices, and the 6 provinces are working more closely together. The 13th Expo Central China will have a premiere of Central China Investment Facilitation Conference. And in an innovative measure, we will invite the 6 governors from the 6 provinces to take interviews to facilitate the Central China development in this new era. They will touch upon the detailed measures to that end. And during the expo, for the first time, we will invite the International Investment Promotion Organization and the United Nations representatives to share with us about international practices in regional economic development. And also for the first time, the 6 provinces will have divided responsibilities to attract investment. There will be 6 themed investment attraction matchmaking conferences. So in one of the 6 conferences, the one dominant province will be the leading organizer and the 5 others will be supportive. Second of all, timeliness. The 13th Expo will dig into the contents and take targeted measures to stage the specific conferences. In addition to the activities around the 6 provinces, we'll also hold some other activities, for example, industrial transfer matchmaking conferences. It's one of the branded activities of the series of investing in China. Hong Kong SAR government, agency, and several other international investment facilitation bureaus will focus on digital finance and smart agriculture to convene some thematic investment fairs. Also, we have the South Korean Product Week and a medical equipment roadshow. During the expo, we are going to pivot towards the landmark cooperation projects in Central China. The advantageous industrial chains and advantageous products will be presented. Also, as the low-altitude economy and biomedicine, we will also have some dedicated occasions for their presentation. And third of all, targeted measures and international contents. During the expo, aside from inviting the Fortune 500 enterprises, transnational companies, and leading enterprises in the vertical industries, we are going to give further play to the overseas business associations and investment facilitation institutions. We invite the enterprises to come together in a delegation. And also, we are going to hold a roundtable conference for the foreign institutions and the matchmaking conferences to build a bridge between the transnational companies and localities in Central China so that the potential partners could have in-depth discussions with each other and deepen their cooperation. Based on what we have known, it is estimated that 60 overseas institutions, business associations, and almost 100 transnational companies have already registered. So there will be around 800 representatives. And also, there will be delegations of the investment attraction in the 6 provinces to connect with those entities. All in all, this year's expo will have special highlights in terms of contents and formats. we have innovated greatly. And for the Chinese and international participants, we're going to bring more cooperation opportunities. Thank you. Next question. Thank you. From the Economic Daily. The theme is openness and innovation for the Central China development. So what measures and effects are seen in Hunan Province to that end? Thank you for that question. In recent years, Hunan is committed to creating the core competitiveness in terms of building a highland for technological innovation and reform and openness in the Chinese inland. And as to the effects, right now, Hunan is home to 108 sister cities with international cities. And with 235 countries in the world, we have maintained a trade relationship. And a lot of enterprises are settling down. We are home to 211 international companies and 190 local enterprises are now investing in 111 countries. The foreign investment scale is ranking among the top in Central China provinces, and the total export and import volume exceeded 100 billion. And every year we registered a year-on-year increase of 23.1%. And as to the measures we have taken, they're threefolded. First of all, we took the initiative to be part of China's national strategy of openness. We also give full play to our geographic location, along with the Belt and Road Initiative, and also be deeply integrated with other national strategies, for example, the Yangtze River Economic Belt and Greater Bay Area development. We have held many matchmaking conferences with those strategies, and we are receiving those industrial transfer activities. We have established many industrial parks for that end. So we actively reach out and we give full play to the roles of the business associations and alumni. We hope to invite more business people to come back to their hometown for development. 2,300 enterprises are now investing over 1 trillion RMB yuan in Hunan Province. Second, branding effects. All sorts of parks and ports are burgeoning in Hunan, and the Expo Central China World Computer Science Conference are now coming to Hunan Province. To open wider and reduce the international logistics cost, we also have the China-EU Expressway and the joint transportation modes development to facilitate international trade. In 2023, Changsha has dispatched 1,111 China-EU Express trains, ranking among the top 4 in China in the past 3 years. And also, we create a favorable business environment. In 2023, the private enterprises' top 100 revenue exceeded 1.1 trillion RMB yuan. So the operating entities registered almost 7 million. And as to the environment assessment, Hunan and Changsha rank among the top in China. Now, the highways and high-speed railways are constituting our transportation advantages. We have the 2-hour high-speed railway commuting advantage within the whole province, and this year, we are accelerating the industrial incubation. We will take the 8 measures to make breakthroughs by focusing on the mobilization of the advantageous resources. And we hope to have a GDP growth rate of 6% and accelerate the pace of high-quality development. Thank you. Thank you. From Macau Monthly. The 13th Expo Central China will be held in Hunan for the third time. And as the hosting province, what will be some exhibitions during this event? Thank you for your questions. First of all, by centering on the themes of this expo, we will highlight the key industries, key areas, and key regions. For example, by focusing on the key industries, we will try to hold the petrochemical investment facilitation, the financial matchmaking, and medical appliance and devices roadshow, and international smart agriculture matchmaking fair. By focusing on the key areas, we will target at the transnational enterprises to matchmake them. For example, transnational companies roundtable conference, the provincial level leaders will have a face-to-face communication with the transnational companies. To give you another example, by focusing on the key localities, we will hold the 2024 Hunan South Korea Trade Facilitation Conference and the South Korean Products Week. During the expo, we will also have Hunan, Hong Kong, Macau catering business communication. We will organize those participants to pay visit to the parks and the municipalities. As to expositions, for the first time, we have a market-oriented exhibition operation mode. Hunan focuses on the specialties of the industries to have some dedicated exhibition zones, for example, creative products, low-altitude economy, pavilions, and also we have an alcohol exhibition region, and it is estimated that during the expo there will be 800 exhibitors, and there will be over 180 international exhibitors. Thank you. From Shenzhen TV. The opening ceremony is around the corner, so how will Hunan play its role as the hosting province for this expo so as to implement more high-quality projects? Thank you for the questions. Planning out high-quality projects and implement them accordingly are the center element of this expo. And as the host of this expo, we will have some incentives to encourage cooperation. Under the leadership of Ministry of Commerce, we will mobilize all stakeholders. We have set up an organizing committee and a secretariat to fully prepare for this expo. We hope to take steady steps to prepare for the expo. And all the 6 provinces, according to the assignments of the organizing committee, initiated exhibitor invitation and projects matchmaking work. Starting from March, they have weekly conferences so as to ensure that all of the preparation work was going on steadily. Secondly, precise plans to highlight the priorities. We actively mobilize the 6 provinces to matchmake their advantageous industries and the demands. Especially based on their advantageous industrial chains, the 6 provinces will convene the promotion activities as well as field visits so as to have precise matchmaking. In addition, the expo pays special attention to the invitation of exhibitors. So we hope to invite the executives from the transnational companies to center on the modern industrial system to present themselves, especially in terms of financial cooperation, cultural exchanges, and trade development. We could play as the platform. Third, optimizing services to generate tangible results. In the wake of the 13th Expo Central China, our province will follow up on the implementation of the projects. On the basis of large scale of investment, we hope to galvanize the forces of all stakeholders and try to eradicate the pain points so as to implement the projects as early as possible. And also, we will organize the enterprises to have in-depth communication with the industrial parks so that our investment attraction activities are truly coming into effect, and exhibitions and roadshows could foresee more agreements to be signed. Thank you. Next question. Thank you. From National Business Daily. As the expo, how will this expo play its role by coordination different activities and in facilitating investment and the trade? Thank you for the question. In the expo, we have carefully prepared a series of dedicated activities to serve the demands and to implement more projects. As has been mentioned, the 6 provinces will take lead to convene the promotion fairs for some advantageous industries. In addition to Hunan Province, which will lead a promotion fair about petrochemical industry, Henan will focus on the hub transportation development. So as to the transportation development and the openness, modern logistics development, Hunan Province will highlight those points. Especially, they will invite the professional and cutting-edge technology firms to matchmake. And for the new materials, industrial chain development and the photoelectric materials, there will be another one-to-one project matchmaking. Anhui Province will take the lead to convene an EV-specific promotion fair. For example, the finished car and parts integrated development will be the key topic. And Jiangxi Province will take the lead to convene an electric information technology investment attraction fair. The government will promote and enterprises will have a roadshow. By fully considering the specialties of the central enterprises, they will try to make happen more agreements. And Shanxi Province will focus on the new energy. For example, the windmill equipment, hydrogen energy, and new types of energy storage. There will be more cooperation to be followed. So we invite the incited entrepreneurs to attend those respective events and to talk about the promising agreements. And as the organizer, Ministry of Commerce will make our contribution. There will be one specific conference about a roundtable conference and 2 industry-specific activities. The one roundtable conference will invite UAE, EU, USA, Canada, Mexico, and all the other countries to dispatch their investment institutions here. They will try to promote some ideas about how to cooperate with Central China and share with us about their investment practices. From an international perspective, that will be an important reference for China's openings. Those international institutions are very active right now in application, so they want to be involved in the Central China development. For the 2 thematic activities, one is about the green industry. We will especially focus on new materials, new energy, green food, and green manufacturing. We will invite the executives from transnational companies to promote themselves and to engage with the relevant partners. Together, they will dig new opportunities of green industry development. The other thematic topic is about how the new productive forces will support high-quality growth in Central China. For example, new materials, intelligence will be the key topics to help the enterprises to distribute the resources to the optimal effect. We hope to encourage all the entrepreneurs to actively register from multiple dimensions. You will have a better understanding of the 6 provinces in Central China. This year marks the 40th anniversary of the Economic and Development Zone. There is one dedicated session during the expo about the national level economic and openness zone. So could you please brief us more? According to President Xi Jinping, we must receive the gradual industrial transfer and optimize the industrial structure. Central China can be the transitional region, being a bridge between Eastern China and Western China. We can offer more benefits to the Western China. And the important economic and trade activities will also include receiving industrial transfer. So, during the expo, there will be one activity centering on the economic development zones. First of all, the national level EDZs undertake the responsibilities of receiving the industrial transfer projects. The economic development zones are important openness platforms and industrial clusters. With only 3 per 1,000 land area, those zones are contributing 1/10 of GDP and 1/5 of foreign investment utilization in China's modernization development system and innovative practices. The economic development zones are playing important roles. Right now, in the Central China provinces, we own 55 national-level economic development zones, serving as important carriers of industrial transfer. According to the statistics from MOFCOM, in 2023, the national-level economic development zones in Central China registered 3 trillion GDP, and export and import volume exceeded 1 trillion RMB yuan. Actual utilization of foreign investment was $2.4 billion US. Secondly, the national level economic development zone has played very important roles in receiving those industrial transfer projects. Right now, nationwide, we have 229 national economic development zones. Eastern China and Western China have their differences in terms of resource endowments and industrial structure. So we are complementary to each other. We could give further play to our respective advantages, and we will try to bridge such industrial transfers in between Western and Eastern China. With joint efforts, we will try to cultivate internal drivers. The upstream and downstream of the supply chain and industrial chain could come closer to each other. Together, we will have a clustering effect and have win-win result. During the expo, there will be a national economic development zone industrial transfer activity. The parks in Eastern China and parks in Central and Western China will come together for closer cooperation. With the high-quality development of the parks, the localities will benefit from economic and social development. Third, the economic development zones require diversified cooperation platforms. In this year's Industrial Transfer Conference, we will arrange a series of discussions. In terms of policy publicity, we will invite the financial institutions and government agencies to introduce the favorable policies to support real economy development and the industrial transfer. As to the promotion of the parks, we will invite the leaders from the economic development zones in central China to brief us about the policy environment, the specialty industries, market demands, and the elements in place, so as to attract more projects and to have synergy development across regions. As to the resource distribution, we will invite some coastal provinces in eastern China or the domestically invested or foreign invested enterprises with the willingness to conduct such transfer to have more communications. Finally, I would love to stress that this year it marks the 40th anniversary of the national level economic development zones since the founding of them in 1994, when the first batch of economic development zones were founded. They were born during the reform and opening up, and after 4 decades of industrious efforts, those zones now are featured highest concentration of the industries and highest level of dynamism and strongest forces of openness, and to boost new type of industrialization, urbanization, and higher level of openness, the economic development zones have contributed significantly. So we must further cement the branding effect of the zones and actively serve national strategies. The economic development zones must continue to contribute. As an example, while we are trying to open wider and constructing the new quality productive forces, the zones will play bigger roles. Thank you. From the 21st Century Economic Daily. Central China has become the new highland of investment attraction. So what measures will be taken by Hunan Province to attract more investment? Thank you for the question. In recent years, under the leadership of MOFCOM, we have always given top priority to investment attraction. Hunan Provincial People's Government attaches high attention to it. After the Spring Festival, we convened such an investment attraction conference. Different government agencies go all out to promote economic development, and we have made some breakthroughs in terms of the industries and the projects. We are now bringing together a new landscape. First, in terms of the working mechanism, in April this year, we promulgated a document about creating a grand investment attraction landscape. We will focus on the 4+4 industrial system, and the relevant government agencies will work together with the commercial bureaus, and the recipient localities will also cooperate. With that coordination mechanism, our investment attraction work will be more law-based and professional. Second, in terms of our project services, we will offer whole life cycle services with 2 measures in place. That is to say, the investment attraction projects will have a third-party evaluation. We will also try to collect data for those projects, and we have another guideline about whole life cycle services for the projects. Such policies are quite innovative in China. From the construction to completion, we will try to guarantee the services throughout the whole process. And enterprises choosing to settle down here could enjoy long-term development. Third, branding. In April, for the first time, we conducted a matchmaking conference for the scenarios. We try to attract more wisdom and investment. And that project was very well received by the enterprises. From the policy attraction to resource attraction to scenario attraction, we are transitioning. In the next step, as to the new materials, new energy, and 11 industrial representatives, we will make more efforts. We will try to connect the demand with the supply to attract more talents and investment. We will try to matchmake more scenarios to apply. And fourth, as to the environment optimization, yesterday we just convened such a conference. We will try to reduce the overall operational cost of the enterprises, especially in labor cost, land cost, energy consumption, and logistics cost. And we will try to conquer those difficulties one by one and deepen our governance in all of those pain points. We will also build our digital governance system and try to improve the business environment in the whole province. So the enterprises in Hunan Province could hire local people and make a profit and meanwhile be respected. The last question. From the CMG, this March, during the conference of promoting Central China development, we must coordinate the deeper reform and create a highland for openness and reform in Central China. So what measures have been taken at central level? Thank you for the question. As has been said, MOFCOM is implementing the instructions of President Xi Jinping. We continuously create a more competitive inland openness highland. And as to the measures we have taken, first of all, establishing a high-level openness platform. The free trade area priorities listing has been published. In Central China, the free trade areas must be innovative. Second, pilot projects about service industry openness. We guide Wuhan City to implement the tasks of the pilot project. For example, in the prioritized industries, there must be whole industrial chain services, and digital economy must be combined with new infrastructure in order to differentiate those pilot projects. And also the pilots will be disseminated nationwide. 7 innovative practices in Wuhan City has been publicized. Third, China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo was held in Hunan Province. And we also guide foreign trade to develop new business forms. We have some dedicated fund for foreign trade development and support the central provinces to convene quality improvement projects in their trading practices. We guide Henan, Hubei provinces to build high-level cultural export bases. In Central China, we add 7 other national electronic and commerce demonstration bases. In terms of the information technology outsourcing and some new business forms, we try to support them. Third, take aggressive measures to attract foreign investment. There will be more foreign investment facilitation measures to be implemented, and we actively organize Central China to conduct the thematic activities under the framework of investing in China. Not long ago, we went to Germany. We had our first promotion in Germany, in Europe, and we took with us Shanxi Province. There will be regular foreign investors roundtable conferences. The flagship projects with foreign investment are highlighted. We will timely tackle the difficulties faced by the foreign investors. We will try to improve the favorable business environment. Fourth, to build up our internal trade circulation system. For example, during the consumption season in central China, in the NEV market, the Peony Festival in Hunan Province, and also the Jiangxi Food Festival were good examples of promoting the special consumption behaviors. And we try to establish a convenient life cycle project. 5 cities in Anhui Province were the pilot cities. We also allocated some fiscal budget to support the establishment of Central China's agricultural products system. Fifth, enhance bilateral and multilateral economic and trade cooperation. We applied for China-Africa Economic and Trade Deep Cooperation Pilot Zone. The Deep Cooperation Pilot Zone between China and Africa is in Hunan Province. With that, we hope to create a new economic and trade cooperation platform with Africa. And we also encourage the Silk Road e-commerce cooperation by establishing 6 foreign warehouses. The e-commerce performers have their services covering 30 countries and regions. 6. Village revitalization. With 14 government agencies, MOFCOM co-published the document on supporting the old revolutionary areas to consolidate the achievements made in poverty alleviation. In the commercial sector, there are certain policies and measures to support the old revolutionary areas. For example, the livelihood services and specialty industries. We hope to connect the production area with the sales channels. And those efforts have seen tangible results. In the future, MOFCOM will continue to work with the localities and government agencies to actively support 6 provinces in central China to give play to their resources and geographical locations. We will try to consolidate the fundamentals of foreign investment and foreign trade that have been achieved by establishing a new foreign investment attraction system, for example, the free trade area, demonstration zone, and other openness platforms. We will support Central China to be actively involved in the new development landscape and high-quality growth. Thank you. So that's the end of today's press conference. I would love to thank our leaders and also thank you, our media friends.